Sweet, we are live with KingCobraJFS on the hangout here. Don't know how many people will actually show up, but we'll see and just chill for a second. Yeah. Showcase features, items, launch. Okay, got it. So we're just waiting here. Excuse me. We invited a Bruce Willith to the YouTube sesh. I believe he's the one that's helping work on my documentary with us. His YouTube username, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll just sit here for a minute and see what goes down. Yeah, live on the Google Plus Circle Hangout. The legendary KingCobraJFS. I know you don't see me on YouTube too often. You know, lately it's like, make a video, don't make a video, you know. So we are broadcasting for a couple of minutes here and sit here and, you know, kick it. Smoking some of that cherry pipe tobacco here. It's quite delicious. I mean, it's better than having no cigarettes, am I right? So, I prefer to have a cigarette right now, but whatever. This will get me by for the next couple of days. Saw a newest episode of South Park entitled Cock Magic. And it's part of illegal underground trade of roosters who play Magic the video game. Wasn't what I was expecting, but ended up being a pretty funny episode as usual. Notice towards the end, it turns out Wendy Testberger is on the South Park volleyball team. And I was watching at the end of the episode, there's a big fat 4 on her uniform. And I had a little chuckle at that. Because we got like 4 states that are legal right now, am I right? Yeah. I just ran out of weed yesterday. And, you know, there's always next time, right? You know, that could be from 2 weeks from today. You know, it could be you know, you never know with the way the weed scene pops off around here, you know. But it's always nice when I get it because it helps with the Asperger's and the trichoteria that I have, which you can't tell I have because I have my hair combed just right. But the areas of my trichoteria are back here and stuff. My hair is just thick enough, though, it covers it up. And just a thing where it's like, hey, stop picking and, you know, shit like that. But with hair, I got this gorgeous long hair and it's like I'm picking it out. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I've seen some videos on YouTube, though, of documentaries of women who have trichoteria a lot worse than I do. And the documentary, they showed their entire top half of their hair was just gone from picking it out. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking that could be my hair if I don't quit picking it out. And, you know, it's sort of a mental thing to say, hey, just leave it alone. You know, there are going to be some areas of my head that aren't going to heal completely. Unfortunately, that is the small cost to having trichoteria, but it is what it is. I'm doing some tricks to help the areas grow back best I can. One trick I've learned, you know, you can use coconut butter and virgin olive oil. I've rubbed my entire hair, covered my hair in that stuff, and then let it sit in overnight, and then wash it out in the shower the next day. You know what I'm saying? And notice that does help with the growth cycle a little bit. So, but Google Plus Hangout live on the channel. Yeah. That's what's up. Interesting how 4 just pops up everywhere, isn't it? There's some days it doesn't quite pop in the most glamorous of light, yes, but nonetheless, it is everywhere these days. So I was quite stoned the other day, and I had a theory. And a couple of things. Well, I was reading, because I went to the dentist office yesterday, and I was reading the National Geographic magazine. It was about our crazy solar system that we live in right now. And it said that the solar system that the Earth resides in was created about 4.5 billion years ago. Now, I'm looking at this like numbers 4 and 5, 4.5 billion. I just got done making my 5th album. It's live for another year. Before that, I had just made my 4th album, 4 and 5. See what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of a trip for me for a second. Like, oh, okay, check that out. And then we look at Albert Einstein's theory on energy. His theory is you cannot destroy it and you cannot make it. So where does it go when you die? I'm thinking of the bigger picture here. Billions of years from now, when I'm long and gone, and the billions of years from now, when the Earth just explodes, all those years of energy of this simple planet, from the dinosaurs to the last human on Earth, you know what I'm saying? All the energy, where's it all going to go when the Earth explodes? My theory is that is the Big Bang theory, and all this is going to happen again. All that has happened will happen again. All that has happened has already happened, will happen again. All that will happen will have already happened. Now, what's going to happen in the future? Nobody knows. That's what makes life interesting, yes. But my theory is that the Big Bang theory is the Earth coming back full circle of all the energy. Of course, that's going to play into some difficulties too, because what if the sun explodes after that fact? So what the fuck's going to happen then? You know what I'm saying? That's something to think about, isn't it? But I'm not going to be around when the sun explodes, so I'm not going to worry about it. But that's some pretty heavy thinking, you know what I'm saying? Something to gnaw your teeth at for a second. Speaking of teeth. I know how trolls like to give me comments about my teeth being yellow. It's like, do these look yellow to you? No, they do not. Ooh, King Cobra's got a full mouth of pearly whites. Oh, look at that. Nice. But anyway, yeah, that's something to think about, isn't it? So I'm just kicking back, got my pipe, got my slippers on. What's up? I tell you, I prefer a cigarette over a pipe in some situations. Like right now, the pipe's not staying lit. That's part of smoking a tobacco pipe, unfortunately. But so we got a live hangout going on. Don't know how many people will freaking show up. But I requested that anybody who wants to come to the hangout must be 18 years of age or older. You know, just because the content I deliver on YouTube has a lot of profane cuss words and deals with a lot of adult situations. And I doubt there's going to be any kid up on YouTube at 1 o'clock in the morning, but yeah. Hanging out in the circle on Google Plus, huh? They could have called it any fucking shape in the world, YouTube. They could have called it Google Plus and all its triangles, but no, they had just happened to call it circle. That makes me chuckle to this day. Because I smoke circle. Also known as cannabis sativa. Yeah. But yeah, I've been liking the weather we've had today. Casper was like 41 degrees out. I'm like, that's what's up. That's the way winter should be. People be like, that's not a typical winter. I'm like, do you want it to be cold and nasty outside? Fuck you. Straight up. I'm like, what? You got snow on the ground, so technically it's winter. You happy? But no, man, I don't work my weather magic, and I'll be like, no, fuck this. It's gonna fucking heat up, and just a couple of days of being just below zero, and it's like in the mornings, like I go and wait for the bus to go to work, and it's like -4 outside. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's fucking cold. Like, fuck this shit. So it's like you got a choice: warm up and warm up quickly. And it did. Got up to 41 degrees today. And looking at the weather report for the rest of the week, it's all going to be mid-40s, maybe 50s if we're lucky. And that kind of defies the senses for a minute because you're sitting there going, it's winter in Casper, Wyoming, yet it's like 45 degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? But yes, my weather magic skills are impressive. Most definitely. Oh, that noise you heard, that was Winston tapping on this plastic tub I got sitting next to my desk. You know, it wasn't me because my hands are right here and my feet are right in front of me. Okay. So the camera actually picked that little tapping noise up. It sounds like I leaned over and kept my finger on the tub here. That noise right there, then you hear that, you know, it's Winston letting me know he's here. Because I get down spiritually with my marijuana. See, I take a huge ass fucking rip and then I'd exhale onto the Ouija board that I have. You're taking a plant that's over 12,000 years old and blowing it onto something like that. I think that most definitely qualifies as fucking with an Ouija board, yes. When it comes to my cannabis use, though, I try to make sure that my bills and my job come first. You see what I'm saying? I love to get stoned and have a good time and chill out and relax, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you got to pay your bills first, YouTube. Yeah. There's been times, you know, like I pay my bills and I don't have enough money for cannabis, and it's like tough shit, you know. I'm going the 2 weeks without it, you know. It is what it is, right? Ooh, excuse me. That was just cock and load, wasn't it? Speaking of farting, man, some people get so pissed off when it comes to farting. It's like, really, dude, you're making a bigger stink about the fart than the fart is in the air. Everyone has farted at least once in their life. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I'm in the comfort of my apartment here. I don't let loose a fart on camera just because I can. Perfectly okay setting, I would think. I guess the time and the place sort of thing. I mean, if you're in a fucking elevator and there's like 4 people too many in the elevator, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's like someone has to be that one person and go, next 4 floors, you're sitting there smelling that going, oh, what is this? And you know when there's a bunch of people in the elevator and one person farts and acts like they didn't fucking do it, everybody wants to look around and be like, I know it was you. No, looking at me like this guy over here, like, you know, I'm saying, fuck, whatever. Yeah. Another theory I thought about, because my mind does this, these crazy random theories that pop into my fucking head, right? Is well, first of all, they found alien life on Saturn's moon, and I believe the name of the moon, what is it? Taurus, I believe. No, not Taurus. Taurus. No. Crap, it's slipping me. I can't remember the name of it. Saturn's moon. It's not Taurus. I'm thinking Avengers. Name of Super Marvel. Crap. It might be Taurus. I don't know. I'll think of it. But anyway, they found life on Saturn's, possible alien life on Saturn's moon. Okay. So what if humans are an ancient, advanced civilization from an ancient alien race? Thinking about that for a second, kind of make sure I go for a second, right? That would certainly explain crop circles, would it not? As we are chatting live in Google Plus, right? Google Plus and all its live crop circles. Now they could have called it anything, man. They could have called it Google Plus and all its squares, but they call it circle. Yeah. So dark blessings, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening, and hopefully tomorrow you have a wonderful day. Can anybody tell me the name of Adam's first wife in the Garden of Eden? It was not Eve, contrary to Christian belief. No, YouTube, it was Lilith. In ancient times, though, there was a light bearer who brought down the flame to earth to give humankind the warmth. And behold, he said, with this fire I bestow upon you, you have warmth from the cold, something to cook your food on. But be warned, for this fire is also, it brings warmth and rebirth. It also brings destructive forces. So with it, heed warning and all that good stuff, right? This fallen angel goes by the name of Lucifer. He brought down the black flame. With it, he gave knowledge, light, and otherwise the knowledge that is darkness. Yes? Somehow to be in the witch's circle. And I feel as though if I can spread the knowledge to you as a YouTuber, you can become more enlightened. You see what I'm saying? Of course, you get some loudmouth Christian that gets in my face about it and looks at me and goes, you can't do that. I'm like, you do the exact same fucking thing on the streets every other goddamn day, approaching random people. Hi, my name is whatever the fucking name is. Hello? Hi, can I talk to you about Jesus today? No! You can fuck off with that shit. If I want to learn about Jesus, guess what? Churches are everywhere. It's not like I can just golly gee willikers, sitting here scratching my nuts going, where can I find out more about Jesus? If only there was a church to tell me the way. Let's see. There's one. They're everywhere. Okay? If you want people to come to your belief system or your spiritual pathway, whatever you want to call it, here's a thought. Let them. Okay? But some religious pathways, YouTube, require a lot more than just going to church every Sunday, reading the same goddamn book you're going to read the rest of your goddamn life. When I say goddamn, I mean goddamn the Christian God. Okay, seriously. And another thing, don't worship some unseen sky god. Fuck that. Worship yourself as a god or goddess, YouTube. If you're a male, you're a god. If you're a female, you're a goddess. See the divine one inside yourself, YouTube. Find the inner strength to carry on. You don't need this unseen deific force that does not exist up here and wherever the fuck that is, right? Most people will be like, they want to pray to Jesus or pray to God for that raise at work. It's like, do you do that, or do you figure out, instead of praying, figure out what it takes to get that raise at work and put the actions forth and make them happen? Control your reality around you, YouTube. You have that control. But openly, and this goes for Satanists too, because I have a pentagram around my neck. People have asked me, do I worship Satan? I say, no, I don't worship Satan. I'd have a beer with him, but I would not worship him, okay? No, fuck that. This goes for Satanists too. Don't pray to Satan for that raise at work. Figure out a way to make it happen and make it fucking happen. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's not to say Jesus Christ was not an awful person. No, he had a lot of wonderful things to teach. It's all about peace and love, man. It's a total fucking hippie. Let's keep it real. He smoked pot. Think about that for a second. Most people don't know that, but Jesus Christ himself smoked it and used its healing purposes on his many miracle workings, yes. I've done the research. I mean, you put two and two together, the Christian version of Jesus Christ. He's got this long-ass fucking hair and this huge smile on his face. I wonder why. Now, you can imagine the Last Supper. They're all fucking really stoned going, God damn it, I got the munchies. But then we find out that Jesus Christ did not die on the cross for your fucking sins. That was some other asshole. Now, according to scripture from one of his disciples, he ascended to heaven alive or some stupid shit like that. All these people go off about, oh, Jesus Christ is coming back for a second coming. I'm like, what is he in a porno? Wow, 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 wow. Just kidding. No, but if he is coming back for a second coming, there are some people who are on his shit list, and that would be the West Barrel Baptist Church, for one. People who claim to hate gays in the name of Jesus Christ. It's like, really? You don't know your guy there that well, do you? No. Because at the time, people who wanted to practice religion openly could not do so, because if they were retarded, poor, blind, sick, oddly enough, female, you know, back in the day, you lived in a very chauvinistic, very closed-minded times, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it was sick, and Jesus Christ said, fuck all that, come worship with me. I pass no fucking judgment. And some people are like, oh, we can't have that, you know. It was sort of like if you go to high school, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, you had all the cool kids, right? They all the rich, successful, beautiful people. They had a little table in the lunchroom over here. And here's Jesus Christ going, yeah, they won't let you sit at their table. Come sit with me at my table. We'll eat lunch together. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how that went down, right? Put that into a perspective for you. Yeah. All the cool kids are like, who the fuck is this asshole stealing our thunder? Well, we're going to start a food fair. We're going to egg him good. Yeah, whatever, dude. Of course, these days, if you get associated with following a religious belief of any sort, it comes with a stigma. And the stigma is the extremes. Not all Christians are superficial assholes, but the ones that aren't are just trying to live their life like the rest of us, right? Then you get the cocksuckers like the Westboro Baptist Church and protesting at a funeral for a soldier because they're saying that, oh, he was gay, so he doesn't deserve a funeral. Fuck you. He fucking served your country and died for your country, so you can sit there and protest at his funeral. Can we just drop a nuke on the Westboro Baptist Church? I mean, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? A mushroom cloud, right? Oh, but Jesus Christ's 10 commandments say, love thy neighbor, even if they are a homophobic asshole, you know? I mean, I'm perfectly straight, YouTube. I have my social awkwardness with women, but I can't imagine having a society stigmatized to that, you know what I'm saying? Having your sexual preference be judged by society. That's kind of horse crap in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And weddings are expensive, man. Let's keep it real. At the end of the fucking day, if somebody's getting paid for that fucking wedding, who's it going to matter if it's the same sex? Honestly. Because the divorce is more expensive, am I right, singles? Nudge, nudge. Uh-huh. This goddamn pipe tobacco's just not staying lit, man. Ugh. Pissing me off. That's quite all right. I could dry it out some more for it to stay lit better, but I actually like my tobacco to be moist. Some people who bought the same tobacco dried it out a bit first before smoking it, and I'm like, dude, smoking it out of the bag as is. That's the way pipe tobacco should be, right? Now, we've seen World War I and II. We now have it reincarnated with Iraq War I. We just got done fighting that. Iraq War II with ISIS and all that other crap. And some Jews have been killed in these times too. This guy came into a synagogue with a hatchet, some guns, and just killed 4 people, man. 4 people were killed. How many people died in the Washington shooting last month? 4. So again, the number 4 doesn't always appear in the most glamorous of light, unfortunately. The last episode of Family Guy, the ending, Peter's like, me and Lois got divorced 4 years later, and Stewie died. Happy Thanksgiving, gobble, gobble. Like, oh, Family Guy, you sneaky bastard. Shit. Ugh. Coughing up that mucus, eh? Oof. I need some nicotine, but this pipe tobacco is just not staying lit. So I want to go ahead and set that down and do a fat dip of loose leaf chew here. You're getting these crazy assholes who are going whatever direction they feel like going with your belief system. I'm doing it in the name of Jesus Christ. It's amusing as fuck. And you got these people who claim to have studied Christian studies for so many years, and I got a text from someone. It says, okay. Unverifiable stuff is going to happen in this new documentary that's popping off. It's going to be taking place in February, so we're about 3 months away. My next dentist appointment is 4 months away. 3 and 4. Tell you what, normally I don't chew. I'm more of a smoker, but when you're out of cigarettes, not a goddamn pipe tobacco, I'd stay lit. This ain't no moist snuff in a circle can. No, this is like the stuff you get out of a pouch, basically. So, 2 views, rock and roll. That's what's up. Thanks for tuning in to the King Cobra live show. Kudos. Tell all your friends that King Cobra is doing a live hangout on the Circle, Google Plus. I'm completely fucking sober, but life's irony is so fucking grand. And when you're at the center of it, just sort of controlling it, it's fucking delicious. It really is. It really is. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can kill you too. I mean, cigarettes are one of them, but if you smoke a little bit, here's the thing. You smoke cigarettes to the point where you get lung cancer. That's when you quit the cigarettes, get down some edibles, you know what I'm saying? Check it out. We got 4 views. All right, 4 people tuning into the live hangout. That's what's up. 4. Yeah. All right. 3 views now. What's up with that? Oh, you tuning out? You're going to miss a lot of awesome shit. 2 views. Aw, that's quite all right. They're probably watching us going, fuck this. I'm not going to watch this idiot talk on camera for a hangout. This is stupid. I got better things to do with my life. Oh, wait, now I got 3 views. Check it out. All right. 3 views. You know, people sit there and say they're a fan of mine, but then I don't make enough videos for a while and decide, fuck it, let's do a hangout, live hangout, and see how many people we can get. Two views. Aww. Hey, 2 views, man, better than no views. The way I see it, at least somebody's tuning in to watch, right? All right, 2 views. Well, for the 2 of you sticking around for this random nonsense, thank you for doing so. It means a lot. You know, but how about some guitar playing? Shit. I'll watch that volume though. That's loud enough. It's registering on the video, and it's not so earth-shattering loud that, you know. Try that part again. There we go. Well, that was horrible sounding. Fuck. You know what? Let's just start the song over. Why not? Fuck up on the national anthem, it happens, right? Previews. Or we could shake the tuning up a little bit, just because we can. So that changed the tuning up a bit, but it's still the same song. Right there, goddammit. Nice going, you Aspie. 4 views, all right, check it out. Sweet. Oh, one note off, man. Oh, cringe. The important thing is, though, that I can play it. I have played it for a YouTube video, so. But. That one's off. Well, check this out. We'll go on to the iPhone here. Trey Parker is co-producing the documentary with Bruce Willis and all that, so that's what's up. Just got another text here. Cool beans, cool beans. So we're gonna go to an app here that I got for tuning the guitar. I could use the online as well, but I know it's in drop D already, but cool beans. The guitar is tuned, and we got 6 views on the live King Cobra video. That's what's up. All right. Here we go, back to standard and back to 5 views. Okay, I'm done with the chew for a second. That was just, yeah. Oh, 4 views. Overshot right there. Let's try it again. There we go. Now that I've successfully played, we're having technical difficulties with the amp here, but yeah. Yeah. Seven views, all right. How about a little Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson? It's a metal remake, yeah? Of course, I have to put that in standard. I'm doing that. Yeah. I need to learn that, but a little bit of AC/DC. Thunderstruck. 8 views. All right. That's what's up. How about some Goodbye Blue Sky by Pink Floyd? Let me just run down to the amp here real quick and put on some clean sounding. So we got clean instead of distortion. All right, Pink Floyd. A little bit of Goodbye Blue Sky, yeah. There's a Halloween theme song right there. Yeah, buddy. Oh, 6 views. Are we at 7 views? There we go. Sweet. And then yeah. Okay, right there is where I fucked up on the scale. That's not acceptable. That's why we get better as a guitarist, yes. I know I'm not the world's greatest guitarist. I like to think of myself as the world's greatest guitarist, but in all reality, I know I'm not. Those of you who are new on guitar, though, it really isn't that hard to learn. I mean, it's all numbers, but once you get it all down, you got your E major, got your E minor, then you got your C chord, you got your A minor, then we got your D major, and then D minor, back to your G chord, freaking C chord. If you can get those couple of chords down, you know what I'm saying. Say it says 5th fret, this, that string, you know. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each guitar has a number of frets. This guitar has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25 frets total. Okay. So let's say if we were to play okay, maybe I'm off in my tuning somewhere. I got another message here. Let's see. Now the text here, it says trying to read what that last word says. My eyesight is, I'm having a hard time reading this here. Let's see. It says, Kazi's, I love you. Looks like Otso. Okay. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Okay, back to the tuning. Let's see. Okay, I might have fixed it because that sure as hell didn't sound like Smoke on the Water. I'm all playing the chords for it and shit. Normally when you play this part of the song, you're supposed to like amp jack. Seriously now? No, enough of that. You're supposed to bar these two strings, but I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use my pinky and my third finger, so trying to bar that and still play the same notes. Slide down to here. And then we got So yeah, clean can be loads of fun to play in, especially if you're working on, your sweeping and what have you, and you're working on, hearing your mistakes and shit. Clean can be a great way to whoa. I got really up there on the neck with that one I did. The highest note on this guitar will probably be right there. Yeah. Oh, there's my pick. Go and set the guitar down for a second here and get comfortable. I had my sweatshirt on earlier because it was a little chilly in my apartment, but it seems to be nice and warm now, so I'm not worried about that. Watch. Only 6 views so far. That's still better than no views in my opinion. No, don't be giving me none of this crap. Ooh, what's this? King Cobra's got some skill on guitar now. Watch out. Granted, that's not, super flashy or anything, but that's a lot better than when I first started off, huh? Oh yes, that Danny Phil trick I'm known for doing on YouTube. I still got it. Oh! Wow! Do you see me using auto-tune for these effects? Hell to the no! That was kind of sloppy, but... Trouble I have learning this song, I mean, I get the notes down all right, but the hammer on right there, that's the part that gets me a little bit. And of course, trying not to pluck the wrong string when you're in the process of doing that, but it's part of playing guitar, man. So I was playing it down here. It starts right here, not right there. So that's a pretty sounding guitar. It sure is. It sure is. Especially when you can do cool stuff with it like that. Sweet leaf. Oops. Slide there. Seventh bloody seventh. Yeah. Of course, when I looked at how to play it on YouTube, they weren't playing it in drop D, but the same notes were being used. Well, I'm like, okay, that's not how they play it, but. It's right there. God damn it, I'm one off. Two off. Right there. Okay, that's no. Problem is trying to take on more than one song at once. If I sit down and learn one song at a time, I can learn it. The national anthem is proof of it. You know, if I can sit there and learn that entire song, then any other song should be that difficult. Trouble is, I have very little patience with myself, and I'm a slow-ass guitar learner, so a couple of key factors there, but all key factors aside, I'm not that bad of a guitarist, I guess, but there's always room for improvement. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, enough of that. Just stop. No, enough with the amp noise. Yeah, out of nowhere, my guitar just starts doing this noise. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, is this the amp jack? Is the amp? What is this? What's going on here? Couldn't figure it out. I had a long ways to learn that one. Actually, now it's played on YouTube. I'm just like, If I could play Beethoven's Third Movement Moonlight Sonata, the one that gets all crazy and shit, oh my god, that'd be fucking sweet to play on guitar. And I've actually seen it played on guitar, and it's fucking awesome. A lot of it's just tapping up and down like that and stuff, but yeah. At least there's a lot of stuff to learn on guitar, so I'll never get bored learning the same song, right? But there's times, you know, I get a little too pissed off with the guitar playing. It's like, you know. Excuse me. Shit, should be playing guitar this late anyway. It's like, 2 o'clock in the morning. But you get the idea. Obviously, I'm getting better at guitar. This live video is proof of it. That was just sloppy. Now the amp jack is giving me shit again. What the fuck is this? Okay, you know what? No, we're just gonna turn that off because, yeah, no. It could be something wrong with the guitar too. You know, there might be some wiring in the amp jack that come loose sometimes as part of it. But people are saying, "Oh yeah, you got pain in your pickup. You fucked up your guitar." It's like, not really. No, I'm playing it for a couple of months, and the guitar's just fine. You know. So again, it might be a wire in the amp jack that needs resoldered. It comes loose sometimes. It happens, you know. It could be a number of things, but the amp works. All you know, so I don't know. But we'll get that resolved. And it's like, oh, gee, look, guys, I'm playing guitar. Well, let's switch over to something just a bit more quieter, like this acoustic guitar of mine, yeah. Acoustic guitar. If you really want to exercise your picking patterns and get better at them, you know, you work on them, you play them on the acoustic while you're playing them, you know, then eventually you play them on the electric. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's got the acoustic out now. What now? What now? And what would the national anthem sound like on this? Are we tuned the standard? Let's see. Oops, just dropped my pick. Fuck off with that. This is fucking dropping my pick and shit. What the fuck? Okay, well, most definitely tuned to standard. Sweet. Damn it. That's all right. Let's start over from the beginning. No big deal. It's all good. that's what's up. So yeah, I can, you know, play the acoustic and electric, obviously, but that's what's up. God damn it. And then I hit the strings. I don't mean to hit it. It's, you know, you could have guitar playing that sounds beautiful 1 minute, and next minute it sounds like absolute shit because you're hitting the wrong fucking string. It's like, god damn it. Yeah. Let's see. It's that one Black Eyed Peas song that starts off like that. I'll have to learn it. Let's see. It's supposed to be the spaghetti western, but I might be off on a couple of notes. This is. It's just fun to play. And if I can at least play those notes, then I'm sure the rest of the song eventually will get learned. But yeah, it is what it is, right? Although when it comes to changing strings out on the guitar, I will say this: changing strings on an acoustic is a lot easier than on a BC Rich Warlock, but nonetheless. What's with me dropping the pick lately? It's just I keep dropping it. Like, what the fuck? It's just. Some of you might recognize this. Some of you might not. One of my own songs. Opening to Vampire Love. Yeah. Oof. Well, my fingers have definitely received a satisfactory itch from playing guitar. They got a nice tingling, stinging sensation going to them right now. So that's what's up. Oh, that's nice. Oops. Careful now. Did I scratch anything? Nope. Okay, you're golden. If you find yourself getting frustrated with your guitar playing, it happens to the best of us, you know. Take a couple hours off if you have to. or a couple of weeks even, you know. Just some days I'm playing guitar, I'm just not feeling it. And it sucks when you're not feeling it because it's like, you know, you love playing guitar, but then you're not feeling the music, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There we go. And I'll go ahead and stick this back over here. Okay, I got a wand ready for some paint, looks like. That's what's up. Might sharpen the point too. I need some like sandpaper or something to do it with, but cool. Yeah, I still make the wands occasionally. I don't make them as often as I used to, but you're making noise over there again, Winston, as I sit here. Kind of explain at the beginning of the video what that was all about. Oh yes, you might notice as well that there is a cabinet door missing from the hutch. That's because the glass person came in and he took the hutch door off and get back to me tomorrow, and whatever the bill is will get taken care of, because that's how I roll, right? Because I had a glass pane that broke, so I talk about that on my YouTube channel. So yeah. Now, the best way to deal with trolls is you know what I'm saying, like you delete their comments, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Think of this as your delete button. You take aim at that comment, and if it pisses you off, delete it and move on with your life. It's just that simple. You know, I mean, it's fun to fuck with trolls, but at the same time, you get caught up in this war on YouTube messing with people. And, you know, after a while, it just turns into that. And then what, you know, then your YouTube experience isn't that fun because you're stuck fucking with trolls most of the time. You don't have to acknowledge them, that's the thing. But if you do acknowledge them, they may shoot back. But I think the highest we've gotten on the views here for the live King Cobra video is about 8 views. We're now down to 5 again. So those of you who are tuning in this late at night to watch, I appreciate it. Thanks very much. But then we're not things to talk about and sit here and like bullshit and ramble for a couple hours. Oh shit, we can't have that off the altar, can we? Oh, no. Not this stuff, YouTube. This fell off my altar. Put that back on the altar. It's all good though, just be careful with that. Because that's something we definitely don't want off the altar, huh? What is that, you ask? Well, that's graveyard dirt in a jar. And that's a nice little... That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say what it's for. It's none of your concern. It's like, why do you have graveyard dirt in a small container on your altar? Because I can. And if you actually viewed your freaking research, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. This is my troll gun, yeah? This is... Because this... Can you imagine if you can continuously getting shot by something like this over and over repeatedly? You know what I'm saying? It'd get annoying after a while, wouldn't it? And truth be told, you know what I'm saying? You go on YouTube, and I'm not the only one getting harassed on YouTube here. I know this is a lot. Pretty much every YouTuber I run into these days on their channel, I go onto the comment section, and it's nothing but, you know, some of the comments are positive, yes, and some of them are just talking shit. And you can ignore it. And usually when I ignore a comment, I didn't realize I got the comment in the first place. But say like I got a comment, and then 4 months later I check my comments, and there's a comment from a video I made like 4 months ago, and some idiot calling me a douchebag or whatever. And it's just like, wow, really? You know, these people on YouTube, man, their YouTube experience could be better enjoyed, you know, viewing content they like instead of focusing on content they don't like. That's the beauty of YouTube, is you're not forced to sit here and watch content you don't like. There's a wide variety of content to choose from. So, yeah. Lock and load, mother trucker. Oh, this thing. This is. Oh, excuse me. You straight up rip ass. Yes, I did. But yeah, because when you're good way to just kill some time on a video, right? Where did that dart go? It just fucking disappeared. Oh, there it is. Watch out. But yeah. I was checking out my CO2 pistol earlier, a couple days ago, and I'm having trouble with the CO2 cartridge staying in place like it should. Because I put it in there, and I screw it all down, all that shit, and then it does not slide back into place. So I'm thinking the magazine, I'm going to have to get a new magazine or something, because this is ridiculous. I tightened down this little bolt right here, and right now it's not tightening down any, so I'm like, what the fuck? Which is weird, because I just loaded the entire, what, Winston? It's just making noise over there. Got the whole magazine full of BBs, and it's like, what the fuck? Seriously? Oh, that's weak. Because I got the bolt in there, and the magazine doesn't stay in there, like the CO2 doesn't stay in there like it's supposed to. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's going on here? Because normally when you drop a CO2 canister in there, and it looks like this one has not been punctured yet. There's a little lip on the inside right here. Just freaking. See, I'm not worried about if the CO2 gun breaks. I got a side-by-side shotgun for home defense. I'm not exactly worried about home defense or nothing, but at the same time, it's like, dude, this is one of your collector pieces, man. I got like 4 guns in my collection right now, if you don't count the dart gun. But I also got the zoom over to the cabinet again. There's the kitchen right there, and right above there you can see I got my airsoft shotgun and my Pump Master BB gun up there. On right there is the wand rack. I got some of my homemade wands I made sitting right there, just chilling. The fuck did I knock off? Oh, it's a lighter. This lighter was knocked off my desk. Huh? What about that? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I've been having shit break on me lately. The bike, obviously, you see it sitting there in the background. Needs some work done on it. And freaking having crystals fall out of my staves that I've made. One of the crystals I fell on my staves broke into 3 chunks. Like, what the fuck's that all about, right? So I glue those chunks on my altar and it'll be good there. Then the crystal that fell out didn't break so bad that I couldn't use it again. So I ended up putting it in another staff, which worked out nicely. But why the fuck are you not? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's weird, YouTube, because now, before I wasn't giving this issue. Now, it's like I can't even tighten this bolt down, and the CO2 canister won't even screw in all the way. So this gun might as well be a paperweight at this point. And that kind of sucks because this gun did not come cheap. Even if it is a Walmart airsoft gun, god damn it, people can crack all the jokes they want, you know. Oh, that's what you get for buying a Walmart airsoft gun, stupid. It's like Black Ops happens to be a very legit company here. They make a wide variety of airsoft guns, including, if I'm not mistaken, the M4 Cobra, which is an awesome little airsoft rifle if you ever get a chance to look at their website. The fact that Walmart doesn't sell replacement magazines for these kind of pisses me off. I don't exactly have a debit card right now, so it's like if I order something online, you know what I'm saying? Isn't there an airsoft store I can go to in Casper? Oh, I wish. I wish Casper had a legit airsoft store, not just, you know, wherever you can find a Walmart or Sportsman's, which, mind you, Sportsman's Warehouse, where I got my shotgun, they have an awesome collection of airsoft guns, too. I noticed they got the Uzi and the AK-47 electric airsoft guns, and basically it's a battery you charge on the wall, and I'm like, that's pretty cool looking, you know, so if you're into that kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, it's the weirdest fucking thing. Like, I'd screw it in there, and it would finally bolt down tight enough, and then right as I was tightening it down the other night, before the CO2 cartridge started doing that, not staying in place, I'd stick the clip into the magazine like that, and it would not slide in there very easily. You know, I'd have the CO2 cartridge in there, and it wouldn't slide in that easily. Obviously, I don't have it in there right now. It's just perfectly safe. But yeah, that kind of these fucking magazines, man. And man, I don't know, because I can't just, I don't know what the fuck to do with this magazine, because it's like, how the hell do I excuse me, extract the BBs? You know, I don't know how to get rid, you know, extract them, whatever you want to call it, from the magazine or whatever. So it's like, okay, so the magazine's not working like it's supposed to. I mean, I don't know what the hell to do here, because it's just boggling my mind. This is a little, now when you get the gun, it comes with this little key right here, this little hexagon wrench, whatever you want to call it, and a little bolt on the magazine that you tighten down while the CO2 canister is in there, and it goes psst, and then when it breaks the seal on the canister, you know, and then you go to basically, once you've loaded your BBs up in there and you got your magazine in there, you freaking go like that, and you pull the trigger, it goes, and then when the magazine's empty, the freaking slide locks back just like that, and then you pop the slide, or the magazine, excuse me, and all that shit. So as tongue twisted. As far as functionality goes, this thing functions just like a real 1911. It's got the slide lock right here. It will only function unless you squeeze the grip safety. And it's got the other slide lock that locks just like that. Okay. And the slide has a nice metallic, you know, slide sound to it. Initially, when I got the gun, I didn't think of buying CO2 cartridges with it, because I thought, what's the fucking point? I got CO2 cartridges at home. The CO2 cartridges I had at home were like a year old, so they didn't fit the gun. I tried making them fit, and ended up busting the magazine. So 4 weeks later, I got my new fucking magazine offline. UPS just said, well, we couldn't get a hold of you through your apartment, so we sent the package back to Airsplat. Are you fucking serious? I called Airsplat, and they were very friendly with their customer service, and I got the new magazine in, and now here we are, several months later, and now the CO2 cartridge is not loading in there like it's supposed to. So what the fuck? I mean, no one thinks to put something like this on warranty, but it's like, it's a hunk of fucking metal that holds CO2 cartridges. You know, it's not that hard to replace, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, don't exactly have, you know, a resource to do that, you know. I mean, you'd think if Walmart's going to carry a gun like this, as expensive as it was, I ended up paying like, what, 35, 40, 50 bucks for it, you know? You know, or somewhere like 60 bucks, somewhere in that range, you know? And it's like you paid a ton of money for something like this. You'd think they would offer at least replacement magazines. Or on the box tell you that if you have CO2 cartridges older than a year or a couple months, they may not work for this gun. Best recommend you buy CO2 cartridges at the store. Okay, so if you go to Walmart to buy a CO2 gun and you don't have cartridges for it, or you have some at home that you think might fit, just buy, look at the package. And the package usually say Crossman also makes BB guns. He also makes CO2 cartridges. And chances are, that if you buy a CO2 gun from Walmart, it's going to recommend Crossman CO2 tanks. But again, look at the back of the box before making any other decisions. Other than that, airsoft can be a fun sport. Loads of fun, obviously. But, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with my gun here. Like, what the fuck is this, I'm having the bike break on me, crystals falling out of my fucking stabs, and the magazine's not working. And I'm having trouble with my guitar, as you obviously heard, with the noise it was making earlier. I'm like, the fuck? But I will see through this, YouTube, because it could be worse. As far as I'm concerned, it could be worse, man. My bills are paid. They're staying paid. I got a roof over my head. I got clothing on my back. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse. Oh, your CO2 magazine's not working. Boo fucking who, right? It sucks, but, in the grand scheme of things, it could be worse. You try to put yourself in someone else's head for their thought process or someone else's shoes, you see life differently from that perspective. You really do. It's just not tightening down. Like, what the fuck is this? Maybe I'm turning it the wrong direction. Like, no, because I turn it this direction, that loosens it up. So it's definitely turning it the right direction. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of shady there, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this didn't break on me right away. I've had a good couple of months use out of it, but I haven't used it in a while because I got a sticky target sitting up on the wall over there. It's designed for airsofting and what have you indoors. But, yeah, I can't say I'm too thrilled about it, though. Like, this is not what I had on my agenda of shit to do, but it happens, right? It's tightened down all the way, and you think it's going to stay in there. But then you turn it over just like that, and it does stay in there. Look at that. Cool. It is staying in there. But it's definitely not punctured by any means. And that screw is not going to get any tighter for some odd reason, which is weird because that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be able to tighten it down to the magazine, or the CO2 cartridge goes, it breaks the seal, and freaking you got a magazine full of CO2, right? And here's the ironic thing about this. When I was first having trouble with it, I was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm looking up on YouTube, and people who have this exact gun, the trigger on theirs is done a lot different. The trigger on the older versions of the same exact gun has circles, like 3 of them individually on the trigger. And the magazine in question isn't like this. You have to like literally pop the open, and then you freaking just drop it in there and then close it and tighten it up like that. And then, so the magazine style and the trigger style were done completely different. But older styles of this gun were done differently. A couple different things. The same exact gun, 2 different things. The style magazine and the trigger. So I'm like, okay, wait a second. I'm looking at this, like, they have the exact same Scorpion 1911 CO2 blowback pistol, but then I look, and theirs is bought a couple months ago. Newer versions have, the trigger is not as wide, doesn't have the circles on it, and the magazines are done differently. Other than that, it's the same exact goddamn gun. And initially, of course, I figured out what had happened and why I was fucking up on it, because I was using cartridges for it that were a year old, so it wasn't going to work, obviously. But yeah, now I got the cartridge in there. It's supposed to just slide right in there, but I'm pushing, and there it goes. Okay. But it should just slide right in there. But notice I'm pushing it, okay, and it's, okay, there it goes. But yeah, I can't just look at that. It was supposed to be tight in there, but look at that. The screw came out. Okay, so what the fuck, YouTube and Google Plus? Just what the fuck is this? Well, it looks like this gun is a paperweight until I can get a replacement magazine for it, but that is ridiculous, dude. Wow. Shitty. That happens, I guess, you know. And I was thinking that yesterday or the day before I was messing with it, it might have been just a fluke, but it looks like this magazine is done for, because when you put the magazine in and you tighten the screw down, it's supposed to stay in there. Even now, after I tightened it down into that little hole right there, it still came out like that. I'm like, really, dude? Wow, that is just... the gun itself, okay, the gun itself is solid. The gun itself is a nice construction. The gun itself is, the craftsmanship on the gun is very nice. I'm having trouble with the magazines, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question I'd ask is that with the older version, because there's two versions of this, the older version, like I mentioned earlier, with the older versions, magazines work on something like this. I don't see why not. It's the same gun. But you never know with stuff like this, YouTube especially, because it's like, it's the same gun, but the magazine, they have the older version of the magazines are a lot boxier. So I don't see why it wouldn't work for something like this. But yeah, I can't, you know, even with the CO2 cartridge in there, I can't just push in there. Normally when you get it, you're just supposed to push it in there, it goes in nice and smooth, just nice and smooth, right? And I have to push it like that to get it in there, you know? So that's kind of shitty, YouTube, I'm not gonna lie. But go ahead and put the slide lock on, and back in the cabinet she goes. Now, getting a replacement magazine is not difficult, you know. At the same time, though, it's like, really? Go ahead. Try to put the screw back in there with the magazine in there and tighten it down just a little bit. Yeah, no, that's not going back in there. Wow. So again, be careful when you're buying CO2 guns from Walmart, or just any guns in general, you know. My honest review after having this for a couple months, like I said, the gun itself is a great quality. The gun construction itself, solid, okay. The only issues I'm having right now are issues with the magazine. I get the right CO2 cartridge for it, you know, and when it works like it's supposed to, one CO2 cartridge will give you like 3 to 4 loads of magazine time, which isn't too bad. But then you have to unscrew it and change out the cartridge and what have you, you know. And I'm only having issues with the magazine here. The gun itself, you know, no complaints here, you know. So again, if you're buying airsoft, that's something to look into, you know. Because CO2 can get expensive to replace, especially. And you don't want to be replacing CO2 for a magazine that doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? That kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Yeah. How long have we been going on the Hangout? There's no way of telling because I'm live, and it was like 12 something when I started, so it's like 2:34 in the morning. I should go to bed, but once up past a certain time, there's no sleeping for me. And if I do, it's very little. It's like, but tomorrow's Thursday. Sweet. I might swing by quarters on Thursday. I might not. Because last quarters I had a blast down as usual. Even if I go there for like, 4 quarters and get like 4 beers, it's still, I still have a good time because it's a chance to get out and socialize a little bit. Even though if I don't know anybody at the bar, I don't really socialize it very much. I kind of just sit in the corner and drink to myself. Unless somebody walks into the bar that I know, it's like, hey, Josh, I'm like, hey, this person, you know, and then, you know, we freaking hang out or whatever. But wow, I just dropped the freaking screw. I'm all swinging around and just freaking flew out. Like, really? What the fuck is this shit? I know it doesn't freaking matter because it doesn't stay in, but it's kind of beside the point. I like to have all my parts with the gun there. And even though the screw doesn't stay in there because I got it. Even though the screw does not stay in, I still like to have all the parts for the gun right there. Mild OCD of mine. It's just so yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a freaking letdown. It's kind of hoping this magazine will last a little bit longer, but you know, it is what it is. Stick this shit in my pocket like that and be like, drop the slide, just drop the safety like that and be like, wow, watch out. I'm trying to sling this like a gunslinger and it's not doing so well on that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. No, not really. Okay, fail miserably. But we look at the slide release right here on this side, plus the magazine release. An actual 1911, if you think about this for a second. Go ahead and keep down the side there. Okay, you take your magazine, and if you hold it in this hand, let's say you got to slide release. Hold on a second, what's going on? Slide block, okay. Say after your 1911 has been dispensed of bullets, and then you go to pop that, and you can do it like this, but then you gotta stretch your thumb out like that after popping the magazine in. But then, see what I'm saying? Like, hold on a second. So even though there's no CO2 cartridge in here, the magazine still does not want to go in there. The fuck? Seriously? Wow. That is ridiculous. And it doesn't make any sense as to why the fuck 4 people still watching. All right, cool. We had 3 people for a minute there, but then we got 4. All right, cool. Hey, any view is better than no view, right? But okay, what the fuck is this shit? I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's no fucking way. What, Winston? I'm sitting here with my legs crossed, holding this, and Winston's over there making noise again. This little random tapping noise on this white tub next to my computer, and there it goes. Okay, now that's weird, but okay, so get your magazine and you go to pop it in there. You're stretching your thumb around the slide release like that. Okay, so say you're right-handed, you know, you're holding the gun like that and like that, but you're using your thumb. Okay, see what I'm saying? So you take the magazine back out. Now let's switch hands with that. Now you're loading the magazine with your left, with your right, and okay, see what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, that didn't work out very smoothly. Let's try it again. See what I'm saying though? Like, you got your index finger, your trigger finger on that slide release right there. It's just like that, but you can do that in a quick enough motion where, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like that, and you'd be locking it, ready to go. So they might make 1911s where the slide release is on the right, so you have the same effect with your finger over here, But most 1911s aren't going to have. Are going to have your slider mag release on this side, and this thing comes apart like a real 1911. Goes back together too. Am I going to take it apart? No, because I've had bad luck with taking airsoft guns apart and then they never go back together right. So I'm like, no. But yeah, I'm kind of not too thrilled about the magazine, but it's part of life, you know. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. But see how much easier that is when you have, if you're left-handed, especially in 1911, just get your index finger right there on that slide release versus, you know, you're doing it, you know, like that. Of course, that works too, but you know what I'm saying? If you want it like that, then yeah. But it's got that beaver tail right there, and that's, you know. Yeah, I cannot say I'm too thrilled about that, but again, you know, it's something you got to look out for when you're buying airsoft. You know, that's just the thing, is works just like that too. But even though it wasn't loaded with CO2, I tipped the gun forward and look what came out. A little BB right there, you see that? So that actually shows that the gun's working properly. And just to load it back in, you pull there's a little lever right here that you take your nail on your thumb and kind of pull that down just like that. And it loads just like a Pez dispenser. Pop it in there just like that. And it's not going to go anywhere, obviously. But we can go ahead and it might go to, and these BBs aren't used, so they're perfectly safe to, once they've been fired with the CO2, you don't want to use them again. But these BBs have not been used, so they'd be safe to fire any other airsoft shotgun the airsoft shotgun that I have. See that? It locked because the magazine's empty. Yeah, all those BBs just fucking pour it out. Nice. Okay. It's a prop at this point. I'm gonna set that down for a second while I get these BBs picked up. Yeah, that's kind of a letdown, but that's all right. I've still got 3 guns that work just fine. The pump airsoft shotgun that you've seen on my channel is 400 feet per second, and it's a Springer and does not require any CO2 or anything like that. And I did not get it at Walmart. I actually got it at Asian Gifts at the mall here in Castor before they closed down. So, and that's an awesome little shotgun. Those of you who have not seen it. There you go. It's like a 10,000 count. Oh yeah. We go over to the cabinet here and I got these 2 right here. Like I said, Crossman also makes BB guns, and this is one of their BB guns. The stock did not come like this. I did this myself. It's perfectly legal to do this to a BB gun. You don't need NFA paperwork to do this to a BB gun stock. And it makes this pretty fun to plink with. I mean, you got this pistol grip factor going here. And it still shoots just fine. And I pull the bolt back as we're unloaded in the chamber. You can see it right there. There's a little magnet that holds the BB on the end there. But the safety's on. So it's no need to disengage it or anything. But you got this thing right here, which is, like I said, pump master. Not a pump master, excuse me, pump shotgun. And it comes with the sling, obviously. And you take the button, pop it off just like that. There's a magazine for it. And You know, for each freaking shot you take, it's just safety's off, just like that for each shot. Okay, really easy stuff, and I just BB just fell out, but that's all right. Yeah, there's a little button right there you push right there on the bottom of it with your thumb, just like that, and we'll BB's going the top right there, obviously. Safety's located right here, right next to the stock. And then, of course, we got this beautiful beast right here. Bad Company. And this thing is easy to check for safety. It's like you break open the barrels and pull the bird shot out. Yeah. That's how you do it. How exactly do you take apart a gun like this for cleaning or what have you? It's real easy. Again, with any gun, you want to make sure the ammo's out before you take it apart. And this is a double barrel shotgun side by side. It holds two rounds of ammunition. We got the 2 rounds right here. And I would check it again, make sure we're clear. It's definitely clear. All right, cool beans. Now, in order to take this gun apart for cleaning, put it back together, real easy stuff. Show you how this is done. This, however, I'm confident I can take it apart and put it back together because this is a solid American-made shotgun. You did what I'm saying, YouTube. Let's see here. All right. There we go, just like that. Okay. Now, when I got the side-by-side shotgun, it came disassembled in a box just like this. Okay. And with this shotgun, you're going to have this part right here, and you got those little pieces that stick out like that. See how they kind of, each of them individually, they move in like that, and they go out just like that. Okay. Now, when you're cleaning your shotgun, especially the little shotgun, this is how you want it. You take the barrels off, put the snake down there and everything, and clean it. Now, to put it back together, it's the same principle in reverse, but the only difference is a little something to mention. You want these little prong pieces right here, these little pieces I just talked about. You want those on the outside of your gun when you're putting the barrels back on. Okay, so we got the shells right here, obviously. I'll put those down for a second. And put the shotgun back together. And this piece right here, this little piece right there, that's going to hook up underneath right in a little groove right there. Okay, that's right there. Okay, because this did not come with, it came with an owner's manual, but I didn't bother reading it when I got it out of the box. Found the video on YouTube on how to put it together and just did that. Now, second thing when you're putting it back together is take your beaver tail receiver and you want to hold that open while you're putting it back on, the barrel's back on, just like this. Oop. Okay, let's get a good grip on it before we do it. Okay, there we go. Sometimes they don't want to go in all the way. This is why I don't take my shotgun apart like this very often, because I'm not the best at getting it. Let's try standing up and doing this. There we go. So you can see it in the camera there. Make sure those prong pieces are out, like I said. And oops, god damn it. Okay, hold it open just like that, and drop the barrels in there. Come on. I'm watching King Cobra put his shotgun back together. Yeah, that's really entertainment right there, I tell you what. just like that. Okay, once you get hooked up there, it should look like this again. Cool beans, cool beans. And then notice that those prongs earlier, now that the gun's barrels are back on, are sticking out. Okay, you want to see how that's slotted right there? You want to take that, the top part where it's grooved right there on that lip of the stock right there on the very top of that. You want to line that up with those prongs you saw earlier. And same principle as before. Give it a push, just like that. Okay, now when you break the gun open, they don't, barrels don't break away or nothing. So, cool beans. But yeah, that's my. So looks like 3 out of the 4 guns are working. That's fine, you know. As long as they got something, you know. But there, and that's sitting there just like that. Awesome. Now the shotgun right here, the pump action shotgun, I should say, it came with a little extracting rod. Any of the BBs get stuck in there. And one thing I noticed about this was that this also works for my CO2 pistol that I have here. Let's say I get a BB stuck in there. I can still use it to extract BBs just like that. One just popped out. You see that? I didn't see it, but I saw him pop out just like that. Okay, you see that? I can't. That's like, yeah, now you can kind of see it right there. Okay. So that works for the pistol too. That's what's up. Cool. And even when you put this slide, if the magazine's empty, a BB, it's gonna lock just like this. So, yeah. One thing that stood out for this gun especially was the realistic metallic sliding noise it makes. In fact, I want to do something real quick here because we can. Put the extracting rod away and let's go to the internet and do a new tab here. Oh, excuse me. We'll go to Google here and we're going to speak it. 1911 Colt metallic slide. Yeah. And we go to Colt, just 1911 Colt, and enter. Shit, excuse me. We do a YouTube video of it, and we got the real thing versus the airsoft version. Oh, there's an ad for Black Friday with Walmart.
Welcome to the
skip.
Hey everybody, Hickok here. Gonna do another close-up today. Today's subject will be a 1911 A1. You can see from this old original holster. It's an old 1911 issue holster and gun. So I thought we'd start out in the holster and give you a look at this beauty in its proper packaging. How's that? As it was issued. And we have the holster and we have the gun. World War II vintage, early 40s, 41 I think. I looked up the serial number. And So this was carried in the Pacific Theater, in fact. And if you notice a little bit of the history of this old war horse, the fellow who brought it back was of course, a veteran. A fellow I ran into at a gun show was selling the man's guns. He had gotten very, very old and very ill, and there's a neighbor, as I understand. He was helping the old guy out, and was selling these guns, unfortunately. And he said when the old guy brought it home from World War II, he was afraid he would get in trouble, and so he tried to scratch out the United States property, which you can still read it if you get the right angle there. He did a pretty good job. He didn't scratch it out entirely. And the serial number is still intact, or else I wouldn't have been interested in it. I've been running the other direction. You never want a gun without a serial number.
Right.
And you can see the model 1911 A1 there, U.S. Army. So as it turns out, I don't think anybody got in trouble that did bring them back, but they weren't supposed to. I know my father carried one like this, and he was so sorry he hadn't brought his back. And this is a Colt, and it was, again, vintage 1941. Carried in the Pacific Theater. The fellow was a minesweeper, I think I said that, and brought this one back. So it was carried. Don't know any of the other history. Don't know if he had to fire shots in anger or protect himself or whatever, but it was carried over there. Still in good shape. One of the reasons I was interested in it was that it wasn't, of course, like new, but you wouldn't be finding one of those that had actually been carried. But the fact that he had scratched on it like that, reduced the value. And so since it's just going to be a shooter with me anyway, that was fine. It's still, fairly valuable, but that scratching that he did on it knocked it down to where I had interest in it. Still a World War II gun. Didn't really change things for me too much because I shoot guns, and if they get scratches on them, fine. So World War I vintage, got an old magazine in it. You can see that very old mag. I have a few of those. This is probably even pre-World War II. I'm not an expert in these things. I just know what I like. But this one's really old. I had I think it was actually a 1911 that was made in 1913, I think it was. It was a Springfield, actually. And so I had some magazines with it and a couple I picked up. So that may be one of those. But 45 caliber, of course, for those who are not that familiar with this particular gun. 45 ACP.
So here's the slide long.
1911 is the original design. The design's almost 100 years old. Coming up on that pretty soon, isn't it?
Pretty close to the
and big old 45 caliber barrel there in the
right
forward. You see that muzzle. Now, the earliest 1911s, which you have seen in my other video of that replica, that newer gun, very, very similar, of course, but they made some changes with the A1 model. They a little bit more beaver tail there to prevent some of the hammer bite. I think they took a little bit off the hammer. You got the mainspring hump there, housing instead of a flat mainspring housing. You got a little bit of a hump there. Trigger's a short trigger instead of a long trigger. You got a little contouring here. The cutouts on the frame, like right there. That doesn't exist on the original, very first 1911. Sights are a little bit better on the A1, not a lot. And I'm not sure what else we had. We had plastic grips primarily, during World War II. And as we got into that conflict over there, they weren't worried about honing out beautiful walnut grips on the military models. So that's, I think, pretty much it. I can't recall what else might have been different, and it doesn't really matter. But this was carried in World War II. So this is a special old gun, one that I'll always hang on to. And it actually shoots. There's no problem that I've uncovered. Function-wise, it shoots okay. I've fired a variety of magazines through it. I don't shoot it a great deal, but it's an old shooter, the way I look at it. It's mechanically sound, and it is a shooter. Let me put a couple of rounds through it here just to let you know it does shoot. Okay. That didn't feel right, but we'll go ahead and see if we can get that Coke can first. Ooh. Would you like to look down the sights? Let's see if we can get that coffee can. Let you sign it up for me. Let's see if it'll work. It's kind of hard to do, actually, looking through the camera like this. Ah, we got him though. That's good. Put a couple more in him. You know what? There's a plate right there. I'll go ahead and hit him. That magazine didn't keep the hammer back, did it? Let's put another mag in and shoot that plate a couple of shots.
So one thing I noticed.
The safety on. And
okay. That was the old vintage 1911 getting the slide cocked and everything, and this sounds about that close to being. So this is very authentic for an airsoft gun as far as airsoft guns go. Okay. And just watching that, it's like, yeah, you hear that much how like clicking noise. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty damn identical to a real one as far as sound, weight, maybe. Probably not the weight so much, but the sound definitely. And the full metal is nice. You know, was that issue of the magazine? You know, it's what it is, right?
And my finger off the trigger, and it's pretty safe. I'll just hold it like this for a minute. That's one of the neat things about an old gun to me. The old guns that are in pristine shape in a museum are interesting, but these kinds are more interesting to me. Guns that have been carried through history and still shootable, and you can actually shoot them. They work. That's just pretty special, I think. So I will always shoot this gun. Not a great deal, maybe, but I will fire it. This is not a shooting video necessarily, but I wanted to show you that this magnificent old warhorse actually still fires and does just fine. I've actually fired it, I guess, probably a couple hundred, 300 times maybe since I've had it over the last 7 or 8 years. Let me empty that magazine. I'll just stick on this can here a little bit. Fires just fine. Doesn't have any of the new bells and whistles, you know, of a new competition type 1911. But I'm gonna go ahead and fire a couple really quickly at this old can here. So even with that short trigger and the grip that I don't prefer, I mean, you can shoot these old things. Obviously, this does not have a competition trigger. I don't think they were putting many of those on the old military guns. But she does what she's supposed to do. She sends a big chunk of lead downrange. Beautiful gun. You know, even though it's worn, you know, they had a kind of a green tint to the finish on some of these. This still has some of that left on it. And the barrel, of course, started out blued. Excuse me, blued, and you can see how it's worn and all the bluing off of that, and a lot of the bluing off the slide. So my father carried one like this in World War II. He was at D-Day, and he had I believe he had a Colt to start out, and at some point during World War II, he passed it to somebody else who needed a gun. He had an M1 carbine, I know, a lot of the times too, and somehow, you know, he got rid of it, lost it to someone else, I think, who needed it, and then he ended up with a Remington Rand that he finished the war with. And that's one he would like to have brought home too, but he didn't do that. They threatened him with their lives, he said, not to try to take pistols home, although a lot of people did. So he didn't bring it home. But so these old guns mean a lot. My father carried one, and a lot of people watching this video have carried them because it was the military issue up until 1986, when we switched to the Beretta, the 9mm. So just a special old gun, and thought you might like to take a close-up look at it. We may do a little more shooting with it in another video sometime, but it definitely, I thought, warranted a close-up video. What a piece of history. So glad y'all could come by and take a look at it with me today. Y'all have a good weekend and rest of the week.
I don't mean to be nodding off here, but it is like 3:04 in the morning, and I should have been just hanging out a long time ago. Yeah. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.